Assalamu alaikum, everyone. A very warm welcome from ICMA Center of Excellence to all of you. I would like to invite you to yet another webinar where we are going to be talking about data analytics, the importance, the benefits, and the future and prospects of the job in data analytics. Actually, these days, the importance of data analytics and data analysts is extremely very high. We are seeing that out of two important job positions that are available globally, data analytics is one of them. And youth is majorly going towards it because a raw data, when we are talking about it in terms of numbers, is nothing but something that is having no direction. So giving direction to the number by filtering it, by transforming it, organizing it, it actually helps us to draw conclusions, make predictions, and take informed decisions. So these are the elements that we are going to be taking care of in today's webinar, wherein we're going to be talking about a program which we are going to have from 17th, 18th of May this month. And it is an online program. We've kept it online because we want a major, more people to connect with us, irrespective of the location they are part of. Let me just share the screen of the flyer that we are coming up with the program. I hope my screen is visible to you. This is the course Data Analytics for Finance Professionals that we are coming up with in the month of May and June. It's a weekend program, and it is in the month of May on 18th and 19th because it's a Saturday, Sunday, and 25 and 26. In June, we're going to be having this program on 1st and 2nd and 8th and 9th. So it's a 24 hours engagement where you'll be taught about the importance, the different languages that are used in it, and various tools and techniques that can make you abreast with all the information regarding data analytics. These are the 4 modules. Module 1 and 2 is on your screen. This is the content we're going to be discussing. This is the module 3 and 4. We are going to be sharing this flyer on the chat box as well, and you can get this. The trainer for this course is Mr. Shahzad Khan. He's also with us to share his ideas and thoughts and benefits of the content of this program, which we are going to be starting this month only. And majorly, he's a chartered management accountant. He also has the economics degree, and he has also completed CFA Institute Investment Certificate. He has over 17 years of experience in corporate finance, management accounting, internal audit, and risk management. He's an expert in data analytics. I've been doing this training for quite a number of years now, and he's the person who's going to be handling today's webinar too. I warmly welcome Shahzad Saab to take care of this webinar now and talk about the benefits and different elements that are necessary to be understood by participants so that they can decide about if they would like to go for this training program going forward. Thank you so much, Shahzad Saab, for joining us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. And Assalamu alaikum, and good morning, and good afternoon for those who are in different time zones. So let me start today's session. And today we are going to discuss about our course, Data Analytics for Finance Professionals. So before starting, let me share my screen. Okay. So can you see the screen now?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So as Ms. Samreen already discussed my profile, so I'll not go in detail. Just I'll add one thing that I am a member of ICMA and I have also done examinations of CIMA UK. And presently I'm working with a subsidiary of Kuwait Petroleum Corporation. And I have worked with a number of organizations here in Kuwait with Ernst& Young and then with KFH Investment Company, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of Kuwait Finance House. And presently I'm working with KPC subsidiary. So I have extensive experience of coaching, especially finance and management accounting, and now for the last couple of years, data analytics, including Power BI and R language. So as our course, Data Analytics for Finance mainly comprises R language because we are using this tool for data analytics as due to the large number of data or big data, we need such type of tools like Python, R, and Power BI because sometimes Excel crash and Excel is not enough to handle this data, to manipulate or store this data. So in that case, we need some tool which can handle or manipulate or analyze big data or large data sets having thousands of rows and all this. So we need some other tool other than Excel, which is sometimes Python, sometimes R language. So now the question arises that why we are using R language, because R is a statistical language. It has a number of benefits. So you will see during this webinar that why we are using R for finance, what are the benefits of R, and what are the main features of R language. Okay. So our today's agenda for this webinar is first I will introduce R language, what is R language, what it is all about. Then what are the uses or application of R in finance and banking. Then quantitative analysis and statistical analysis in R, and then certain aspects of risk management and risk modeling in R. Then what are the financial packages in R? Then business use case in which I will just show you some of the key risk measures like value at risk VAR and expected shortfall. And you will see in the course that how we will calculate VAR and expected shortfall. Then I'll continue from about R, as this course comprises mainly R language as a tool. So R is a programming language and a software environment for data manipulation, calculation, analysis, and graphical display. And it is an open source libraries. It is freely available, and it is mainly a software for statistics and data science because it's a statistical language as compared to Python, which is a general purpose language. R is more for statistical analysis, and it has great visualization capabilities. So, and it's originally created by Rose Haka, and R has a number of packages covering a broad areas like finance, time series, risk management, econometrics, and etc. And R has best tools for data visualization. Its main capabilities are data visualizations. It has great charting packages or libraries. Then we will see where to get R. So the website to get R is r-project.org, where you can get the latest version of R, which was released on 24th April 2024. Then the main question is why R? Why to learn R? What are the benefits of learning R? First thing is R is an open source language, which means that it is freely available. You don't need to pay anything. You just go and the website and download the R and just continue analyzing, making charts, and taking the data from number of sources, and then analyze it, manipulate and analyze it. So it's an open source. Secondly, it's a cross-platform compatible, and you can use it on multiple platforms, Windows, Linux, like this. And it relates to other languages also. You can correlate with Python. Even you can integrate with Power BI. It has great integration capabilities. In Power BI, there is for those people who are familiar with Power BI, there is a R integration icon also. So you can integrate R or Python with Power BI also. So it's great for integration. Then it has vast community. So if you are learning R, you join a vast community of learners, researchers, academicians who are using R. Then it supports a number of extensions because the base R has certain limited capabilities, but R has a lot of packages or libraries through which you can extend it. Then it is extremely comprehensive. It has over 19,000 packages or libraries available to it. So, and then it is advanced statistical language. It has great quantitative or statistical capabilities, and it has outstanding graphs. Yani if you ask what is the main benefit of using R, so it has great outstanding graphical or visual capabilities. Then last, it is very flexible, and learning R is a fun. You will enjoy if you see how to do mathematical functions, how to do statistical functions. So it's just like R is just like a calculator. You just add 2 plus 2 and you will get the answer. It's not much coding is required. It's not very complicated. It's just simple calculations. Then we will see installing R in our studio, and before the course, I will share with you a guide, so which will give you the steps that where to go and how to download and install R and R Studio. So once you install R, you have to get the R Studio, which is an IDE, that is integrated development environment, which you need to use the coding and all this, because base R has certain limitations. So if you use the and any IDE, especially R Studio, you will have a number of features which the auto complete features, and you can save the whatever you work, you can save your work, and later on you can retrieve in the later session also. So there is there are a lot of options available. Then we will see what are the packages in R, because the base R is quite limited. So if you add the packages, and you have to first install the package from the CRAN, that is Comprehensive R Archive Network. You can go to on the website of CRAN and just see how many packages are there. Then you will see there are currently 19,000 plus R packages in CRAN, that is Comprehensive R Archive Network, and which are relevant for many financial applications such as time series, risk management, econometrics, optimization, and machine learning. So a number of packages are there which you will see during this course, like Plotly, ggplot2, which is a very famous package in R for advanced visualizations. Then we have other packages like dplyr, that is used for data manipulation, which you will see in the course. Then we can compare R with other leading softwares like Excel, Tableau, Power BI, MATLAB, SAS, statistical analysis software, which is mainly using in banks. So how you can compare R with other softwares? If you compare these softwares with R, you will see that uh, there are many softwares which are easy to learn, like Excel and Power BI, but they don't have much high capability. So if you compare on the two scales, the compatibility or capability and the easiness of learning, you will see that R has a mix of attributes, including both the data compatibility and for business capability, low cost growth, and as a massive ecosystem of powerful R libraries. So it is R is has the best mix of both the capabilities. if you compare R with Power BI and Excel. Because Excel, you will see in the course also, I will show you the comparison of Excel functions with R. That how what we can do in Excel. We are doing normally, everyone is using Excel in office, and how we can do the same functions in R, like statistical functions and other formulas. Excel has certain add-ins like to Excel tool, data analysis tool pack and all this, which has a great statistical functions, regression and descriptive statistics and all. But it has a limitation. So I will show you in the course that how R can do all these functions in a better way. So this is what all about R. Then what are the uses or application of R in finance and banking? Mainly, if you see that why we are using R, as in the start, I told you that due to the certain limitations of Excel, as it is not capable of dealing with large big data sets or big data. So we need any tool which can handle large data sets, that is called big data nowadays. Very common term, big data. So big data is that data which is very large, huge, or thousands of rows, which cannot be managed with any tool like Excel. So in that case, we need R or Python. So R, why we have chosen R over Python? Because R is more statistical, more advanced visualization capabilities than any other tool. So nowadays, R is being used in a number of consulting firms, a number of companies, corporate, and banks, like ANZ, Bank of Australia, like Citibank, and a number of banks which are using R language in their for their analysis and for their credit analysis. So it has great advanced statistical tools to carry out the financial tasks, like R is used to facilitate the analysis of customer quality. Like in a bank, they can analyze the customer patterns, and other companies also the customer patterns, buying habits, and all their analysis. They can use R. So financial institutions also use R for their credit analysis or for their risk measurement, and it has great visualization capabilities. So they are using a number of charts and visuals like bar plots, density plots, and candlestick charts, etc. So R is being used for a number of financial risk models, such as you will see in the course, moving average models, ARMA models, that is AR for autoregressive and moving average model. So we'll see it's related to risk management. So those people who are working in risk has great chance to learn all these models and how to apply these models in R. So R is used for credit risk modeling, portfolio management, and risk analytics. So if anyone working in investment, he can see that if we have to find out any stock price, or we have to apply for the pricing of any call options and put options. So how to calculate, how to find out the pricing and apply certain models, you can use it very easily in R language by using very minimal coding. So credit risk models also banks are using, as far as their investment portfolios are there. They want to calculate their investment portfolios, uh, probability distribution function, that is PDF or CDF. So or in credit risk modeling, you know that IFRS 9 is applied, and in IFRS 9 there are requirement for ECL modeling, expected credit loss. You have to find out the probability of default, PD. So how to calculate PD? There are certain models to calculate probability of default of PD, and you can use R. There are a number of packages in R through which you can use PD. So this course is not specifically for credit risk modeling, but I will just give you an overview of credit risk modeling also during this course, because at the end of the course, there are certain areas of risk management also which will cover, and certain risk management tools we will cover also, like VAR and expected shortfall. VAR is value at risk. So we will see, and what is R great at? What is R's main capabilities? So R is mainly great for data analysis. You can get the data from a number of sources. You can get from outside sources in R. You can get data from websites like Yahoo Finance, Bloomberg, Fed. A number of websites are there. From there, you can get the data into the R environment, import the data. Then you can manipulate the data. There are a number of packages in or libraries in R for data manipulation, like I discussed earlier, deployer. So then you can do data visualization by plotting the data sets. And a large number of packages are there, because in base R, there are certain visualization charts are there. But if you want to extend its functionality, you have to install and load the package. Like ggplot2 is a very good advanced package for visualization in R. Then we have statistical modeling and a number of statistical functions and models which we can perform in. Then we will see what are the statistical modeling which we can do in R. Actually, R is primarily used for statistical analysis. A number of descriptive statistics measures, which summarize the functions like calculating or finding out the measures of central tendency and measures of dispersion, kurtosis, and skewness, or the shape of the distribution, which we can apply the functions and calculate in R. And R is widely used for exploratory data analysis, EDA. So you'll see the number of statistical distributions, normal distribution and binomial distribution, etc. in R. Then R is used for mainly time series or forecast analysis, regression analysis, hypothesis testing, and a number of statistical models. Then this is the main R screen. If you will see, this is R Studio, which is an integrated development environment, IDE, which we will use for working with R. So this later on, I will show you the R Studio screen also. So just to make you familiar that what is the R Studio environment. So this is the R Studio. Then if you see here, it has, if you divide this is R Studio screen in 4 quadrant. So at the upper right side, this is the environment where all the variables, whatever you are defining, coming here in the right upper area. And in the left quadrant, the left upper side is the area where you will give the coding and all this, and down left is the console, and at the down right side is the area where you'll plot the graphs and all the packages and all the information. So this is the R Studio or our operating environment. Then you will see during the course that what are the data types in R. A number of data types are there, like characters, numeric, integer, complex, logical, and certain data structures are there in R, like vectors, list, matrices, data frame, factors. So this is just to give you an overview about the R, its data types, and its data structures. So this is all the screen of R Studio. Coding you can perform in R. Then these are the objects, vectors, and data frames in R. These are some of the functions. And this in R Studio, this is the assignment operator, this less than sign and hyphen, which is used just to, if you want to give any command or any code, you have to use this assignment operator. So what are the objects you will see in R? All variables, all the data types are the objects, and the functions we'll use for vectors is C, and this is a concatenate function you'll see in the course. Then certain financial packages are there in R, like a large number of packages are there, but just to name a few, like QRM data that is used for quantitative risk management. And this package is quite famous, and most of the students and risk management practitioners or researchers, they are using it for risk management, quantitative risk management. That is why it's called QRM data. And there are certain stock indices or stock index data sets which we can fetch by loading this package in R, like Dow Jones Index, DJ Constituent Index, and FTSE Index, S&P 500 Index, and foreign exchange rates. So these are some of the stock index data sets which we have to install the package, we have to load the package for the current session, and then we can get the stock indices or stock index data from any of the websites, and then we can manipulate the data, we can perform statistical, we can apply statistical functions on that to analyze the data, and then we can visualize the data set by applying certain visualization packages or functions. Then we have another package also, financial package, that is quant mode package, that is used for quantitative financial modeling. And it has three main functions. That is, first, to download the data set, charting or visuals, and then technical indicators. You can find out the technical indicators. And the way how it works is, the first you have to load the data. There are certain techniques which you'll see during the course, that how to load the data. We can use sources like Google, Yahoo Finance, Fred, Bloomberg, local data sets. We can import data from through the CSV files, comma separated value files, and you can also download from other websites also, directly from the website. So this is the way how we will see and we will apply the financial packages. This is the R Studio screen, where it is showing at the upper right corner that if you see here is AAPL, that is a ticker used for Apple.
Sir, if I may interrupt,
Yeah,
can you please enlarge your screen? Can you go in the
yeah, sure.
slideshow, please?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's much better because the figures are quite
Very
small,
small.
so
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
difficult to make out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
thank you so much.
at the upper right corner, you can see the data sets name, which are the tickers for the particular data set. Like AAPL is for Apple, uh, AMZN for Amazon, and MSFT for Microsoft. So these are some of the tickers for the companies for which the stock data sets we have imported, and it is showing in the upper right corner. That is the global environment, and in the down right side, the graph is there for Apple company, showing from a particular period to a particular date. And at the left side, the upper corner, is the data set is showing for particular dates which we have fetched the data, and it's showing the MSFT dot open, means the Microsoft company, open price, high price, low price, close, volume, and adjusted price. So what we can do is, first we have to fetch the data from the source. Then we can perform a number of statistical functions that are available in, some of the functions are available in base R, summary function, and is to find out the descriptive statistics measures, I mean median mode, quartiles, and all this, which we will learn in this course, and then how to apply in R. Then we can apply the particular charts or visualizations to analyze this data set. Then in the last module of this course, we have certain financial risk management and risk measures also. So in which you will see what is risk management, what is financial risk management, what are the financial risk measures, and I'll discuss VAR and expect shortfall after this. So there are certain models also there, like ARMA model I discussed earlier. That is, ARMA stands for autoregressive moving average. So it is related to the time series modeling in R. So then Garch model, generalized autoregressive conditional heteroscedasticity, that is GARCH. So we will see, it will not go in much detail in this risk modeling, but we will just I'll give you an overview of the risk management and certain risk models and how to apply this ARMA model in R. We'll see. Then our last case study of this module, risk management, will be the financial risk measures. And there are two main risk measures, that is VAR, value at risk, and expected shortfall. So this is mainly used for applicable for banks. You will see that what is VAR. It's a risk measure, and it is the minimum expected loss bank is estimating for the next period at particular percentage. So it is just showing you, for example, if the bank is estimating that a 99% VAR of 5 million USD implies that we are 99% certain or confident that over the next 30 days, the loss will be, let's say, less than 5 million USD. So it is just showing the minimum expected loss estimated by the bank. So in that case, if we are 99% confident, means there is a 1% significance level, that is called level of significance. So if we are 95% confident, our confidence level is 95%, then there is a 5% level of significance, that is alpha. So we will see how we will apply this concept of VAR in R. So similarly, if we are saying 99% confident, so it means that 1% certain that over the next 30 days, the loss will be greater than the 5 million USD. So you can say that if the confidence level is 99%, it means 1% is the level chance that it will exceed. But we are 99% confident that the loss will not exceed by any particular amount, 5 million. But there is still 1% chance that it will exceed. So that is the level of significance or alpha. So we will see how we will apply this concept, because it is very familiar concept in the management accountant. We have learned during our studies also VAR to some extent, not to large extent, but we have some understanding in the risk management or in operational strategy or whatever. I don't know the current syllabus where it is covered. So we will see it. And the expected shortfall is also a risk measure, but VAR has certain limitation, because if it is saying that there is a 99% confidence level that the loss will not exceed by 5 million. So we don't know in VAR that if it exceeds, to what extent it will exceed. So this here, there is a limitation of VAR, that it does not tell us the level of loss beyond the VAR level. So this is the limitation. Due to this, expected shortfall comes in play, because it is also called conditional VAR or expected tail loss. So this is an average loss beyond the VAR level. If we are saying that the loss will exceed by 5 million, then we don't know how much to what extent the loss will exceed by this. So here the expected shortfall will come, and it will tell us the average loss beyond the level of VAR. So this we will see in the course in detail. And this is the R Studio screen. Here we can do the coding. And here we have, if you can see at the upper right corner, here I have defined the variables alpha, that is the level of significance. Because the confidence level is 99%, then alpha or level of significance is 1%, that is 0.01. So confidence level is 0.99, mu, that is the mean, is 0.04, sigma, that is the standard deviation, is 0.01. So in this way, we have formulas, and we can calculate the level of VAR by applying all these functions of formulas. Then this is the useful R resources. There are certain websites which are very useful for learning R, and a lot of material is available, like RSC specific, R bloggers. Stack Overflow is a great Q&A forum. Then R Graph Gallery inside R, and Kaggle Data Science Community. People who are working in data science know very well about Kaggle. So now over to Mrs. Samreen for further Q&A session.
Thank you so much, sir, for an in-depth learning. I was actually thinking that you'll start teaching them today only, because you've talked about so many things in detail that I myself have started taking an interest in it, and I'll make sure that I'll be a part of your training session. We have a few questions, sir, from the audience that we have today. The first question says, how is R an attractive tool for financial data analysis? There are many other tools in the market. Why do you think R is very relevant and attractive tool for data analysis?
Yeah, the thing is that R is, as I discussed earlier in the session, that there are other tools like Python. Python is very good. And even for the last year, I am using Python also with the IDE Jupyter. And I have knowledge of Python also. But as I discussed earlier, that Python is a general purpose language. It has great capabilities for web development, for other areas also, finance also. But when you compare R with Python, R has certain benefits, like it has great visualization capabilities, as he said, that interactivity. So has great interactivity. It is cross-platform. It can be integrated with other languages and other tools also, like Power BI. So most of the people are, even I am also using Power BI in my office, my company. So if you are using Power BI, you can get data from multiple sources. You can get data from Microsoft Dynamics. You can get data from Oracle, from SAP, from any other tool. You can get CSV or Excel files. In addition to this, you can get the R or Python code also in Power BI. There is an option in Power BI. People who are using Power BI know that there is an integration with in Power BI with R and Python. So R is great. You can, if you get the data in R, large data sets which you cannot do in Excel. So you can do data manipulation. You can visualize the data. Then if you want to present it, you can get that data in the Power BI, and you can perform that coding in R in Power BI and get benefit of the R visuals in Power. So it has great interactivity.
Wonderful, sir, which means that there is a learning that can be transferred from one language to the other, or one coding to
Yes.
the other. So it is
Yeah, yeah.
actually, it has the capacity to integrate different languages
Yes.
and codings. So
Yes.
that is really fantastic. Secondly, so the question which is coming to me is how important are the financial metrics, like, that are in R, important for the people working in the field of finance?
Yeah, there are certain things, like I discussed before, that if you are working in finance in any sector or any area, R is relevant, because most of the companies worldwide, like Facebook, like Twitter, there are certain consulting firms like Deloitte. They are using R as a tool for data analysis and visualization. And besides this, a number of banks like ANZ Bank, Citibank, they are also using R as a tool for data analysis and data visualization, and for risk modeling also. So if you are working in risk, R is a great tool to learn. And even if you learn R
All
and
right.
in your bank,
Yes,
they are using some certain other tool, SAS, statistical analysis software also, then it will help also, because there are certain things. Yani, if I learned R before, I learned myself Python, because there are certain similarities also. So if you learn one language, it's not like that you stick to it. You can go for other language also.
wonderful, wonderful. There's just one question coming on the chat box from Mr. Mushtaq, Mohammed Mushtaq. He says, what is the best way to learn R for a complete beginner?
The best way to learn R is, you have a lot of resources available online, but when you go for online, you might get confused, because R is great, but the limitation is that it has large packages or libraries. So it might confuse you in the start. So I don't recommend you to go online as a beginner, because if you go online as a beginner, a lot of hundreds and thousands of videos and lectures and PDF materials are available, but you will get confused, because you don't know from where to start and where to go, because there is no limit. So I recommend
Very
you
true,
to join
sir.
any course like this course, or any course, just to get an overview, and then you should know that which area you are working and where you have to dive. So that's what I think.
Which means that, Siddharth sir, we are going to be taking care of the beginners too in this course, which is starting
Yes, sure.
from 18th of May.
This course is for
All right.
beginners. Then it will go to the intermediate level. So if anyone who is at the start of their career, this course is relevant, or anyone who they are working as a middle management level or at the senior level, also banks and other companies. So this course is equally relevant, because we will start from introduction, then we'll go deep to certain aspects.
Wonderful. So we can be talking about where its relevance with various industries in which that particular participant is working. And then
Yeah,
you will be creating a connection and integration as to how they can use the data
yeah,
working at their own institution. And then
Yeah.
again, as you spoke to me last time, after the end of every module, there is an exercise that you'll be sharing with them so that they can have a practical hands-on with the
Yeah.
projects that they'll be
Post
working on.
module, at the end of the module, I have a project or case study, just
All
like
right.
I showed in the risk management at the end of the module. I
Mm-hmm.
have designed one case study related to the risk measures like value at risk VAR and expected shortfall, in which they will have
Okay.
a chance to apply that knowledge in the case study.
Wonderful, sir. So there's another question. It says that what could be the key challenges while using R when you talk about financial forecasting and prediction?
Yeah. Financial forecasting and time series analysis is great in R because it has certain packages. Because as I told earlier, that R, the base R is quite minimal. It has
All right.
very minimal commands and functions. But if you add, install any particular package and load that, so it will extend its capability, and you will have a great chance of huge libraries like for time series and forecasting analysis. And in this course, I will go through the time series and forecast analysis also. I will cover that. So then you will see that how we can apply the prediction model,
And
predictive
forecasting.
modeling, financial forecasting, time series analysis. So there is no limit to it. It's unlimited. A lot of you packages are there. A lot of functions you can apply. So R is great in that area. There is no
And
limitation.
it's easier. And it's easier
Yeah, it's
because you're
easier.
putting in numbers and the statistical calculations are being done for you. So
It's
it's like you
easier
don't have to
because
get into the details
yeah,
and
as a
nitty-gritties.
finance person, you are familiar with the statistical tools. You know what is time series analysis. You know what is descriptive statistics. What are the descriptive
Yeah.
statistics measure, and all this. We have the basic understanding. So once in during this course, we will just go through the introductory statistics before. Then we will see how to apply these statistical measures in R. So there will be no
Yeah.
problem. There will be no problem.
Okay, all right, sir. One last question, if I may ask you, sir.
Yeah.
You actually mentioned value at risk and you talked about VAR. And the question is that how it is useful for, how it is used in finance to measure potential losses.
Actually, these are the risk measures, and these are mainly used in the banks, as I told earlier. And these are
Okay,
the risk measuring tools, and banks are using normally, they are estimating or predicting the losses. So certain losses are expected losses, and certain are unexpected losses.
very
So
good.
if we say total loss is equal to expected loss plus unexpected loss. So that is the equation. Total loss is equal to expected loss plus unexpected loss.
Unexpected
So
loss.
certain losses which are unexpected, like when COVID-19 came, nobody was prepared for that. So it
Yeah,
was an unexpected loss.
unexpected loss. So we had to add
But
it.
certain losses are expected losses, which banks are expecting, which are normal. Banks know that if they give loan of 1 million, they
Yeah,
at the start they predict that out of this 5% we will not recover.
exactly. What's the probability of
Yeah.
getting it back?
Even they
Yeah,
have credit checks, they are analyzing before giving the loan. They have a lot of people who are working in credit banks and credit. They know that so many checks are there. Bank is not giving to anyone. They check the
very
credit
true.
history, they check the salary, credit history also. I last time I got loan from the bank here and I struggled to pay back. So they did not give me again. So this is the case. So they check the credit
Yeah.
history also, how smoothly they gave the pay back the loan. So in that case, the bank is predicting or estimating the expected loss. For that, they calculate VAR as a risk measure, value at risk. And this already I discussed that it is up to the bank that to do certain calculations or predictions. They decide that 95% or 99%, what is the confidence level? And that if 99% confidence level, then the level of significance in 1%, then there is a 1% chance
So
that
alpha
they
is the
will.
smallest.
So it's
Exactly,
like
exactly.
that.
Exactly, sir.
We'll see
So
in
there's
detail in the course.
another,
Yeah,
yeah, there's another question. One last question, please. Is learning R easier than Python? Abu Bakr Miraj Saab has just asked it.
yeah. Yeah, I think because I have learned, or you can say that I'm going through in this journey because it's a continuous learning. So I can say that R is easier to learn than Python because Python is little bit more complex, or it is,
Exactly. The coding is a little bit
yeah.
more difficult to
R
remember
is,
and
I
memorize.
found I found R
Gee.
is just like a calculator, and I started
Huh.
working like this. I was showing my kids that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. So in
Yeah.
that way, I found it very easy to learn. There is no
Mhm.
coding. Coding is just like that. If you want something, you have to write in plain language, English language, and you just go that. It's not like C language or Java.
Okay, all right. So it's much easier. And
Yeah.
I mean, the calculations are easier and it actually gives you good probabilities and good statistical measures that can
Yes.
really help you come
Hmm.
up with your informed decisions.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, sir. It has really been a pleasure. And we are really looking forward to your program, which is going to start, inshallah ta'ala, next week. And I'm expecting the participants of this program to you must be having a very good understanding about what this our language is about and how we're going to be coming up with our course. What are the different modules that we're going to have? It's an online course, weekend program, very easy for you comfortably to sit at your own sweet places and connect for 3 hours on Saturdays and Sundays. The times are given. We are going to be sharing with you our flyer. Please study that. If in case you need further clarifications, you've got some queries, you can get back to us with the same on the same email ID, and we can respond to you. Get yourself registered for this course. The trainer is here, very expert in the field that he's been doing. He's connecting us from Kuwait, so he's not in here in Pakistan. So people from various locations can also join us. From Saudi, we've got registrations. We've got registrations from other countries as well. So I highly recommend this course. And looking at the importance and viability, please do connect with us and register for this course. Thank you so much, Azad Saab, for being part of this session.
Thank you.
And I'm really honored and I'm looking forward to your course. Thank you so much, all the participants, for joining in and asking questions.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Allah Hafiz. Take care.
Hafiz.